Hi, friends. Welcome to our Facebook Friday. Holly, I see that you're on early. Good for you. Thank you so much. I'm going to hope that we're on Facebook today. Um, there we go. Okay, we're live. Excellent. Karen, good to see you. Okay, I'm so glad to know that we're live because last Wednesday the live on Facebook wasn't really working. Okay, good. Yay, we're here. We made it. How is your Friday? How is Renee? Good to see you. And Pam, good to see you. How is everybody doing on this Friday? When we get to Friday, it's kind of like, we just want to relax. At least that's me. I look forward to Roz, hip hip hooray, it's Friday. Lori, good to see you. That's how I feel. I'm just glad it's Friday. I can't wait to relax. Tina, chilly in North Carolina. That's so nice. Fall is really taking hold there, huh? Cindy, rainy and cold in Canada. Shirley, good to see you. Welcome. I'm glad you're on today. You guys, I have the cutest fun fold card for you today, and I'm really excited to show it to you. So we're gonna do that in just a minute. There is so much going on with Stampin' Up. Holly, good. I'm glad it's beautiful for you. It's beautiful for us here in northern San Diego. It's nice and warm. Well, reasonably warm. It's in the low 70s, so it's just perfect. Absolutely perfect. And Ellie's been out with her daddy a few times out in the backyard. Jeannie, oh my gosh, you're at a card making retreat in Wallen, Tennessee. Welcome, all of you, Team Homegrown Stampers. So I'm so glad you're here today because we are going to make a really fun card. Lisa, good to see you. It's one of my favorite fun folds in a long time, so I'm anxious for you to see it. But we do have to get through some announcements, and there is so much going on at Stampin' Up. You guys all know that today is the last day of the free shipping. This has been a great thing to have. The end of October, just in time for getting all of our supplies for the holidays. Right, Ellie? Right. It's been a great sale, and until midnight Mountain Time today, you can get the free shipping. Just started raining in Southern Oregon. How beautiful, beautiful. So don't miss out on that because I doubt they'll have another one before Christmas. And you want to get what you need. And some things have already not sold out, but they need to order more, so they're like back ordered. I don't know, they don't actually use that word, I don't think, but some of the pretty Christmas papers aren't coming back until November. So, well, and I mean sometime into November, but I'm hoping they come back sooner because they're gorgeous. But that's why I always say get your stuff early. I'm gonna put Ellie down. You got your free shipping order in today, Holly. Oh, you got it today. Oh, excellent. Wow, that is very fast. They don't usually deliver quite that fast. Good for you. Yes, so stock up on your supplies. Okay, and here's the little sign, free shipping. Free shipping. Okay, I'm going to turn you down, and we're going to talk about the 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar. I know some of you have already received yours, ordered it and received it because you told me the other day. I'm not going to open any doors, but it's okay because I've taken everything out. But anyway, this is what it looks like on the inside. And the surprises are so much fun, you guys. They're not holiday based. You can use them all year round, papers and gems and all kinds of fun things. And if you order your Advent calendar from me, in the month of October, I have a special order offer. You will receive 8 PDF tutorials for 8 different projects made with the items inside the calendar. So order it from me and get it before October 31st. I mean, I believe it'll still be for sale unless it sells out. But my offer is only good through the end of October. And we made some really, from Dr. Robin and I, we each made 4 of the projects, and they're very, very pretty. And here's the little flyer. You can see it a little better because the box is so big. Okay, the joining special, the starter kit special. Such a great deal. I've had quite a few. I have new members. I have quite a few new members to my team because it's such a great special. For $35, you can get $125 in product. That's $90 free product, you guys. So you definitely want to take advantage of this. There's no obligation. For $35, get $125 in product, all your choice, choose it, and you stay a demonstrator through, I think they said April, and you'll get 20% off every order that you place. It's a no-brainer. So this also is only good through October 31st. Don't forget about this, because it's a great time. It's a really great time to join. Okay, I'm going to put this up here. Now, this is what I want to show you. I have a new Faith Creations class the pre-order is just starting today, and it's on the names of God. I'm really excited to bring this to you, and I'm going to show you the cards that you'll make in the class. You'll make 2 of each of these cards, and we're going to focus on the Hebrew names, some of the Hebrew names of God. And this is just going to be part 1. I'm going to have at least one more class next month with part 2 of the names of God, because there are so many names, and they're so meaningful and wonderful to put on a card. For example, this one, and this is a bit of a fun fold. God sees you, and that is the name El Roy in Hebrew. And here's the card and how it opens up. And then we have the Lord is my peace, and that is called Jehovah Shalom. And I think these cards are so wonderful to give to anybody. And then this one focuses on what most of us know, the Lord is my shepherd. So you'll make 2 of each of these designs. You'll get everything you need. You'll get half a pack of paper. You'll get gems. You'll get ribbon. And the one thing that it does use that you may not have is the fabulous Spotlight on Nature dies. So there's an option, and you can get the dies, because I just can't cut out all of these for you. So you will be cutting out your own using the Spotlight on Nature dies, or some other large circle dies if you have them. So that's the add-on if you want to add on those dies. But how wonderful to send the names of God on cards. $45 for the kit mailed to you. And then let me see if I have written down with the add-on would be $80. And let me know. Email me, Peggy at prettypapercards.com, and I'll get you all set up to pre-order for that class. The pre-order will close, I think, the 28th, because I need to get my order in. But I love doing these wonderful, meaningful cards. Okay, I've left plenty of time for our special fun fold. It is a fall, but you can change it into anything you want. But here it is. This is the card we're going to make today. And it is way cute. Look at what it does, you guys. Look at this. It actually stands up. I'll see if I can give you a side view. There's the side view. That's how it stands up. Okay, Lisa, email me and I'll give you the link information. Thank you so much. For just the kit is $45, and that includes shipping in the continental US. Yeah. So this is the card, and it's really not even that hard to make. And I'm going to give you all the measurements. So get out, if you want the measurements, get out paper and pencil, because I don't make tutorials for the cards I demonstrate here, so you can write them down, but I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. And I love this set. It's called Gathering Moments is the set we're going to use, and it has the cutest little mushroom in it. a mushroom stamp and a mushroom die. I just love these. Okay, so let's get started, and we're going to get out our paper trimmer to start. So here we go, and the colors are fall colors. Here are the inks we're going to use. Pumpkin pie, there's a lot of pies. Pumpkin pie, pecan pie, and Cajun craze. We got to have that crazy dark burnt orange color, right? Lori, good to see you. Oh, I already said, oh, it's Jeanne, yes. Good to see both of you, of course. And the Gathering Moments bundle. Here, we're not using the two big leaves in the dies. We're using some of the small, we're not using those. We're using some of the smaller dies. And we're using a sentiment from Gathering Moments. I love this. And I checked on the inventory status report right before I came on. And as far as I know, everything that I'm showing you today is available. So you could order it and get free shipping by midnight tonight Mountain Time. I'm going to use two other die sets. One is the traditional labels dies, and I'm going to use this one from that. And the other one is a brand new one coming out on November 5th. And this is called Petals of Beauty. And I am in love with this leaf die. And so we're going to use the leaf die. In fact, I'm just going to set it aside right now because I love it so much. I want to have it out and ready. And I'm going to show you a coloring technique too. Okay, so let's start. And our card base is 4 1/4 by 11. So just a half a piece of cardstock lengthwise. But the secret is in the scoring, because you want to score it at the correct place so that you get those folds that you saw. So I'm going to put my glasses on here. And I'm going to give you the score measurements. So the first score line is at 3 1/4, and the second one is at 6 1/2. I'll move this over a little bit. 6 1/2 right there. And the third one is at 8 3/4. Okay, those are the three score lines that you're going to put on your card base. And then while we're at it, we can close this. But we need, this is early espresso cardstock. While we're at it, we need two other pieces of early espresso, each 3 by 3. So I'm just going to cut those from some scraps I had on hand while I'm here. 3 inches by 3 inches. And these are for the what looks like triangles or diamond shape that we're going to put on the front of the card. So 3 inches by 3 inches. Okay, so now we have our card base and our two pieces of early espresso. Okay, and I think what we're going to do is let's work with these little pieces first so that we can get those handled. Now I'm going to put where is my paper for that? I'm going to put some of this paper. We're using this on the front, and we're using the reverse side also. And this is what's going to go inside of the diamond shape, because they're really squares, but they're like this. So we're going to go in 1/8 of an inch. So it's going to be 2 7/8 square for each of these pieces. And that way we can get these done and ready to decorate. 2 7/8 square. There's one. And now we'll get the other one. And of course, you can use this with any designer series paper, any stamp set. It's just a beautiful card design. Hi, Anne. Good to see you. Okay, I'll just set this aside for a minute, and we're going to go ahead and glue these down so we have these ready when we need them in a bit. So we're just going to put a little of our multi-purpose glue, and we have to be a little bit careful when we put these on, because the designer series paper, as I mentioned, is only 1/8 of an inch smaller than the cardstock. That's why I love multi-purpose glue, because you see how we got that border pretty good. Let's see. I think almost all the sides, they look pretty good. Nothing is ever perfect. We know that. but it's close to perfect, and that's what we aim for, close to perfect. Okay, so here's our second one, and that looks really good. So that's going to form our little diamonds. Hilda, good to see you. Okay, so there we have those. We have this scored. Now let's go ahead and burnish these score lines. And I'm going to try to burnish them really well. Burnish means just pressing down and really just pressing down and getting them really folded, because that helps the card to stand up. Just like this. Okay. And now our card does fold up. Let's see. Just like this. The two larger pieces in the back, the two larger sections rather, form the kind of the larger tent, and then the two smaller ones, when you fold, those are in the front, just like that. Okay. It is beautiful designer series paper. It really is. This it's called Gathering Together. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and cut our designer series paper to put on these panels. All right. So let's go for I'm using this behind. I'm using this piece behind this piece on top of the early espresso. Okay, because it gives a really nice look. So we're going to start with this one, the more Cajun Craze one. And, okay, one is 4 1/8 by 2 1/8. So 4 1/8, right there. So everything is an eighth, right? By 4 1/8 by, actually we're going to make this 4 1/8 by 3 1/8. We'll make this the larger one right there. Okay, that's the larger piece, 4 1/8 by 3 1/8. And then the next one is 4 1/8, which we already know we have, I think. Yeah, we have that, by 2 1/8. Okay. So those are our background pieces. Oop, I cut that one a little sideways, but that doesn't matter. Now we have this piece that's going to go inside of that. And so one is going to be 4 by 2, and one is going to be 4 by 3. 4. We'll make this one the 4 by 3. Okay. This one is going to be 4 by 2. 4 by 2. And then I need one final one, and I guess I didn't pull out enough designer series paper. Let me grab some more, because I have it right here. And let me see. Here's a whole bunch of it. And we need 4 1/8 by 2 1/8. Then I'll show you why. Okay, there's another piece for us. So 4 1/8 by 2 1/8. I'm doing pretty good because I'm not a big numbers person, so I feel I'm a little bit proud of myself because this has a lot of numbers in it. And now I'm going to show you what to do with all of these pieces. So we're covering 3 different panels. We're going to cover this back one. The card stands up like this, and we're going to cover this. We're going to put some in here, and we're going to cover this. But the only ones that the ones that show the most are these 2 that face front. Okay. So this is and we've got 2 layers. Remember, I mentioned we're going to have 2 layers so that it has this nice little border of Cajun Craze on it. So that one's going to go there. This one with the 2 pieces is going to go on the front, and this one in the middle is not going to have any Cajun Craze backing. It's just going to sit in there. Well, it's going to be adhered in there. So let's go ahead and glue those down. And this is basically what really decorates the card. Okay. So we're just going to put a little glue. Come on out, glue. There we go. what I like to do, you can do it another way where you would maybe adhere this first to the cardstock and then adhere this one, but my preference is to do it like this, because this way I can maneuver this little piece and get it nice and even and where I want it on the backing piece, just like that. And then we can adhere it right to the front panel right here. Okay. It's always so sad to turn over one of the pieces and find something so beautiful that you don't want to cover up. That's always disappointing. So this then is coming in 1/8 of an inch from all sides. Isn't that pretty when you just lay it down like that with that pretty border? Michelle, good to see you. Then what we'll do is put in the one that we don't have a border for, because we already know that nobody's going to see, they're not going to see it as much. So we don't have a border for this one. So we'll just put this one right in here, like that. And now we're going to do our larger piece. So here's our backing, what I'm calling the backing sheet. And then we'll just adhere this one. And again, you can do this with any designer series paper. You can create this card. There are as many looks as you can think of, as many colors as you want. And now we can adhere this right on here. Here we go. Just like that. And then we decorate. These are the basics, and then we do the decorating. Okay, and see how pretty that looks already? Look at that. It's going to stand up, and in case someone is up above, they can look down and see that that little piece in there is decorated. Okay, now we have our triangles. Well, they're not triangles. They look like triangles to me. I mean, they're diamond shapes. I don't know why I call them triangles, but they're diamonds. And I think what we're going to do is we can go ahead and put them on now. And I want to show you how I have found to do it well. So what we want to do, these we're putting on with dimensionals, okay? And so one goes here on this small front, one goes on the larger front piece. And what we want to do is put the left and right edges of the square or diamond right on that fold line, just like that. And then you see it sticks up over. See how it sticks up like that? So a little trick that I discovered, I'm going to take a piece of an extra, just a scrap, and lay it down where I know that that fold is going to be. And then I'm going to put my dimensionals underneath there, because we want to adhere it with dimensionals so it's kind of raised up a bit. I don't know that you have to put this many. I guess I'm doing a bit of overkill. Oh my goodness, I put it on the wrong side. Goodness sakes alive. Oh dear. That is not good. I wasn't even thinking. I was so excited to teach you the idea of how to do it, and I put it on the front instead of the back. Good grief. Okay, here we go. Let's do it again. Good thing they come off. Okay, sorry about that. All right. Glenda, good to see you. Okay, here we go. Try it again. Now I've got them stuck on my hand. So we're going to put this piece across so we know that we don't want to put any dimensionals above that. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. Okay. Goodness sakes, you guys have to keep me in line. Nancy, good to see you. Okay. I was so excited about my idea. Okay, this one I need to pull off. Okay, here we go. So now, again, we want to put these two corners right on that fold, and it comes right up to the very left and right edge So we just put them right there. And there we go. Now it's adhered. And nothing shows. Perfect. Now let's see if I can do this one a little without making that little mistake. Okay. And actually I could even use the bone folder, couldn't I? It shows up a little better. And then we'll do 5 again, although I don't know that you need. Maybe I'll just do 4. I don't think I need 5. We'll do 4. Lisa was confused. Yeah, I'm confused a lot too, Lisa. You know, it's, well, I just have fun. I have fun doing this, as long as you guys don't mind if every so often I make a little mistake. We all make mistakes. Okay, so again, we're going to line these up left and right, edge on the fold line, just like that. And now we have both of our triangles adhered down there. And when you stand your card up, that's how it looks. Isn't that cool? Okay, now we're going to make all the fun stuff that goes on the front of the card. And I have a little technique, and you guys are all so smart. You might already know this, but I want to show you a little coloring technique that we're going to use for the leaves. This is a piece of pumpkin pie cardstock. It's just a scrap piece. I'm going to cut a leaf out of it. And I'm going to use actually pumpkin pie ink, and I'm going to use some Cajun Craze ink, and we're going to blend these with our blending brushes. So I'm going to start with the pumpkin pie, and it doesn't have to be neat at all. I mean, you can just, we're just going to really add, our goal is to deepen the color, just to kind of deepen it. And because we're going to cut the leaves out, it doesn't matter if we have little blops on there or anything. In fact, I think it adds to the way it looks. So we just want to add a bunch of color on there. And now we'll go ahead and do it with our Cajun Craze ink to add more depth to the piece. And again, it's okay if we have blops and marks, because it's going to add to the card, or the leaves actually. And I don't know why I decided to have orange leaves. Leaves turn orange, and I could have had some purpley and some greeny and some brown, but I just decided on the orange. Now what we're going to do is we're going to spritz what we've done with some water, just like this, and it's going to make some water marks that are going to give even more depth to the card. And it's even drying really quick. It's not alcohol, it is water, but it's drying pretty quick. And we're just going to set this aside now for a minute, and then we'll do the cutting after the water dries. I could use the blow dryer. I could use the heat gun, but I'm not going to this time. We're going to do a few other things. We're going to do some stamping. So we're going to stamp with some of the stamps in the Gathering Moments stamp set. And we're going to use, again, pumpkin pie and Cajun Craze. So we're going to use pumpkin pie for a leaf. There are 2 leaves, and I'm going to use the smaller one there. And then we're going to use Cajun Craze for the larger leaf. You know what? I think I will use pecan pie instead. Let's use some pecan pie for the larger leaf, because we got plenty of orange. Okay. And it's okay if that's on there, because we're going to die cut that off. And then while we're at it, we might as well stamp our sentiment, which is also from the Gathering Moments stamp set. Here's the larger leaf, here's the smaller leaf, and here's the mushroom. Now I've already pre-cut, stamped and cut some mushrooms, to save us a little time. And then I'm going to use this sentiment, expressing heartfelt gratitude. So let's go ahead and stamp that. And I want to stamp that on a piece of basic beige. And I think it's going to be this one. and I'm going to use, because Basic Beige is in the paper, it's one of the colors in the Designer Series paper. I'm going to use the Cajun Craze ink for the sentiment. And we'll just stamp that. Expressing heartfelt gratitude. Okay. So now we can go ahead and die cut these 3 things. Let me grab my scissors and just trim these out. Just like that. Okay. And I'm going to use my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. If you don't have one of these, it would be a fabulous thing to get with free shipping. That's all I'm going to say, because I love my little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So here's our large leaf. And we're just going to put our little die right around there. Okay, and here's our small leaf. And let me get that little die. Here it is. Let me turn these around so I can fit them on here better. Just like that. I could use tape, but I just don't feel like getting it out today. I'm going to just put them where I think they go and hope they stay there. Okay. I think they might. We'll just press down. Cherith, good to see you. Thank you for the compliment. That's very sweet. Okay, so let's see how these came out. There's the small leaf, and here's the larger leaf. And now we're going to cut out our sentiment. And I mentioned to you that I'm using 3 different die sets today. And the one I'm using here is actually, it's one of the holiday sets in the, I believe in the holiday catalog, the traditional labels. And this label just fit that sentiment so perfectly. I just think it really works well on that sentiment. So we'll just run this through. And then we'll check and see if our the paper that we kind of did a technique on, we'll see if that's dry and ready to die cut. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that a really pretty label die? I really like that. Okay, I think our paper, I think we can do it. So this is our last die cutting. And the leaf I'm using from this, again, as I mentioned, is from, oh, I saved it over here. Here it is. Petals of Beauty, a new bundle that will be released as part of a suite on November 5th. And if you're a demonstrator, you can get it now. And if you get the starter kit, you can get it now. Petals of Beauty. But I love this leaf. Such a pretty leaf. Well, it's a leaf cluster, I guess you would say. And let's see how this looks with the little treatment that we gave it with the spritzing. Just going to release those so they don't tear. There, see how nice that looks? Isn't that kind of, I don't know if you can totally see it. Can you see where the watermarks, it just kind of makes it neat looking. I don't know. I liked it and I wanted to show it to you guys because I think it's a fun little treatment. All right, now we've got our card base. Here's my, let me get that up out of the way. Okay, we've got our card base and we've got our goodies. And I saved even more goodies. I went ahead and pre-cut some more in here. This one, the one we just did, the leaf, I cut out, we used pumpkin pie. The label die is from Traditional Labels, and I think it's in the holiday catalog. So this one we just made, this leaf cluster, I used pumpkin pie cardstock, but I also did some earlier that I did on peach, I think that's peach pie cardstock. So you can kind of see the difference. And I thought it would be nice to have one of each shade. And then we have some more of the large leaves, another of the smaller leaf, and we have 2 mushrooms stamped in Cajun craze. So this is, we have all this stuff to play with and decorate with. So let's put, I'm going to put the light leaf in the front. And I'm going to put some glue on the back. Now, I mentioned this when I used it before. There are some little slits in the leaves that the die makes, which are fun. But when you're putting on your glue, you don't want to put it over that slit, because what's going to happen is the glue might come through, and you don't want that. And then I usually use leave my top leaf unattached, unadhered. So we'll just adhere those like that, and let's check the back. Yeah, we're good. We didn't get any glue coming out. And now let's put our sentiment right over that. See how that fits perfectly? Even these little edges that are kind of squared off fit perfectly there. So I'm just going to put 2 dimensionals on this, because we're going to tuck other leaves down in, and I don't want anything to get in the way. But 2 dimensionals will hold it on really well. If I can get the paper off. Come off, paper. There we go. Okay, so if you really look, you can get these corners to go right against the corners of the square or diamond. Okay. And now what we can do is put some of our, we can just put some of our leaves around, just decorate it up a little bit more. Tuck that in there like that. And we're going to put a little leaf coming down here. And you can just have fun and do this to your heart's content with whatever set you're using. The one thing I tried to do is have some things sticking up from this diamond. I thought it would look better if they kind of stuck up a little bit. These 2 leaves, you know, up past the diamond itself. And we'll put one of the little mushrooms on. If I was using another, if I had a different designer series paper, I think the mushroom would be kind of cute and red. So let me just, there we go. Okay, now let's go ahead and decorate this diamond. And I want to put the leaves, the orangey leaves, on the opposite side that I put them on the first square. So we'll do this. And this one doesn't have a sentiment, so we just add lots of decorations here. And again, I'm not putting glue on the top leaf. And here we've got 2 of these pecan pie leaves that we can put on. And if you work quick, you can tuck them under the little tops of these leaves. Kind of like this. And then we have our little cute orange leaf. We just want to really make it festive here. We'll have that one go like that, and then we'll put our little mushroom right on top. Here we go. Yes, put the word prize, because the prize next week is going to be this card. Okay, now we have that decorating done. Now, we have some other things that we're going to even add more to our card. I want to tie a bow and tuck it up under there. This ribbon is, or rather baker's twine. I talk about it. I feel like I use it every week, every live even. It says it's black, white, and gold, and there's another little spool that's black and gold. But I don't know this, when it says black, white, and gold, I don't even know if it looks white. It goes so well with this paper and with basic beige and with the gold trim in here that we just have to use it because it's perfect, right? And what I'm going to do is make a bow and tuck it up under here, and I'll show you. I kind of want the little loops to be a little bit large, kind of like that. And I'm going to tuck it right up under here so that the loops show out. Now, one thing that's been happening is when I've been using the mini glue dots, for some reason it's kind of releasing and my bows are falling off. So I've been using my glue, and I just have to let it set a minute. It could be just that here in North San Diego County, it's a dry enough weather, and we do have that problem that the little mini glue dots pop off. I think it's just my weather, because other people don't seem to have that problem. The one little thing is you have to leave it for a minute. You just have to leave it for a minute so it sets. But I find that then my bow will stick in there better. And we have perfect Cajun Craze and gold dots that, look at, I think they came with the Gathering Moments set, or suite rather, but they just look perfect. So we're going to put some of these on here. And we can just put as many as we want. If you like to put embellishments, these are the perfect ones, and this is the perfect card because you've got 2 areas to put them on. So it's nice and fun, just fun. So I think I'm going to put 3 on this top section, just like that. Okay, now for the final step, we need to put a place to write on the inside, and we need to do something with our envelope because we always decorate our envelopes. So I'm just going to use some pumpkin pie ink and my smaller leaf, and we're just going to put a few leaves on just for fun, just right there and right there. And now we're going to put this inside this area right here. This is the back of our card, and this piece, by the way, is, let me get you the exact measurement here. This piece is 3 3/4 by 2 3/4, and that's where you're going to write your sentiment. And actually, I don't know that mine is that measurement. I think I wrote the correct measurement, but I had cut mine previously, and I just used a scrap that I had. Okay, we're all done. Let's see how it turned out. I don't want to disturb that bow too much. But there's our beautiful card. Isn't that so pretty? And I'll trim these tails off later. I do like long tails though. And then it stands up like this so the person who receives it can stand it up. And one thing I did with the other one is I went back and by hand kind of really press those folds down on the back so that it will stand up really nice. Because once you add all this weight to it, it doesn't stand up quite as well as it did in the beginning. But isn't that just pretty? I really like it. And this will be your prize next week if you put the word prize. So I hope, I'm excited for whoever wins it. And I hope you wrote down the measurements because it's really, really a fun card to make. Okay, let's turn back up. Here we go. There you are. Thank you for sticking with me. I tried to leave a little extra time because I knew that one would take longer, but I just love it. I had to show it to you because it's so cute. Roz, it is. I hope you all make it. And I want to hear about it, or send me pictures, email me pictures, because it's so pretty. So the card that's going to be the prize for today, which we made last Friday, is another really cool fun fold with a diamond. I guess I'm with the diamond shape, huh? And it has a little place to write on the back. Hello, Heidi. I haven't seen you here before. Welcome. And it has a coordinating envelope. And this was made with the new, what was this made with? This was made with some items from the 12 Days of Crafting advent calendar. That's why this one looks a little different. Thank you, Heidi. So our winner for this card from last week's live is Carol Alanis. Carol, congratulations. I have your address. I know from before, so unless you've changed, it's been less than a year, I think, since I communicated. Oh, thank you, Heidi. Since I communicated with you before, Carol, but I will send it to that address. And I'm so thankful that you won. Congratulations. And put the word prize, everybody, because that's what I do at the end of every video is I give away a card to someone who has put the word prize. And I love to give out my cards, and I don't mind because I already have one. So because I made a second one, I'm happy to give it away to you. All right. Thank you all for popping on and joining me today. And I hope you have a wonderful, lovely weekend. And don't forget, if you haven't taken advantage of that free shipping, it's until midnight tonight, Mountain Time. And today is the 24th of October. So go grab something with the free shipping. Okay. You guys have a great weekend.